The woman takes care of the family. The man is the breadwinner because the
That's
woman has, if she has to raise.
We're in the new generation. If you don't get with the new generation, like, it doesn't work.
This is progressive. Shouldn't the better conversation be like, were people happier or are they happier now?
The poor men, stressed out, they have to pay for the dates, they have to pay for this, they have to pay for that.
That's what's stressing you out. You're a woman. It's not stressing him out. You know what's stressing him out? Having to deal with you.
I love that I don't have to run every thing by a guy. And I know the next thing they say is like, well, that's not fair on your kids. That will be their story to tell.
How freaking selfish can you be as a mom?
You would cry of happiness if me or her or any of the women in her comment section touched you with a 10-foot pole.
The nerve. I'm not one to talk about appearance, but she's talking about appearance. So you're leaving yourself open to criticism then, right? All right, this one is short, but ooh, nasty. Let's play it. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. Jedediah Bila Show. We are here. We are feisty. We are ready. Okay, so today, and my voice is going in and out a little bit because I've taped a lot today. So, pardon me. But we're going to do it. We're going to plow through like only you and I can. You know what I mean? All right, we're going right in today. We've got Myron, oh man, versus what we later find out is an OnlyFans girl, and he calls her a sex worker. Let's start.
What I'm saying is that families operate optimally when there's a man and a woman. The woman takes care of the family. The man is the breadwinner because the woman has, if she has to raise.
We're in the new generation. If you don't get with the new generation, like, it doesn't work.
The new generation is cooked, is what I'm trying to explain to you. Do you understand that? Like this, because it's the new generation doesn't mean that it's good. That's precisely why marriage rates are low. This is why divorce rates are high. This is why more women are reporting unhappiness than ever before.
Yeah, because the
record of women are using SSRIs and
men
using
expect us just
antidepressant
to have
medication.
fat asses, to look good, to have big boobs, to them every night, to do this, to do that.
Okay, so I love this because it's the new generation. Like, it doesn't matter whether anyone's happy. This woman doesn't care, right? Shouldn't the conversation be not, oh, that's what was happening then, but we've like, this is progressive. Shouldn't the better conversation be like, were people happier or are they happier now? Were women and men staying married? Were families better off then or now? Like, if we're going to have a conversation, shouldn't it be about like bettering people's situation? Shouldn't it be about like, what's the best way to live to create healthy, happy individuals, healthy, happy families? What makes the most sense? No, doesn't matter, right? Gotta be progressive at all costs, even if that means the demise of society. Women are less happy. You know, the family unit is falling apart. I mean, the selfishness of that too. Think about it, because what's in the best interest of children, right? Be honest. So right off the bat, we got a selfish woman.
You're generalizing. If I was a rich woman, which I'm actually working for that right now, like, I would totally take in a man who doesn't have as much money. If I could provide, I would. You don't believe me?
Well, here's the thing. You might take him in for a period of time, but you're not going to take him seriously or date him long term. Women are not good provisioners.
If he can take care of my children for me, I would do it.
Yeah, okay.
Whilst I'm at work.
Oh, man. If he can take care of my children. Is he the nanny, honey? You're out at work. So see what she's saying? Oh, I'll take a guy like that. He'll take care of the kids. I'll go work. Why not? And he can make less money. And yeah, and then who do you leave him for, love? Who do you leave him for? The only way that works, by the way, the only way that I think it works if the woman makes more money, and I'm not talking about for a moment in time, right? Anything can happen. Like I told you, I was at Fox News. I get the View job overnight. I'm talking about as a trend. If the woman is making, she's the moneymaker and the guy is staying at home with the kids. That's what I'm talking about. The only way that works is if the guy has maybe come to the table with a bunch of family money, or, he's got to be pulling weight in some other way, masculine way, financial way, because women really do like guys who earn more than them and who financially bring to the table more than they do. She'll leave him. She'll 100%. I mean, and not only that, but because he's with the kids all day, he's going to get increasingly feminized. Like you can't help it. You can't help it as a man that if you don't work and if you are really becoming like the primary caretaker of children, you can't. You have to get feminized. It's hormonally, that's what happens. So will she leave him 100%? Let's go to C.
I just feel like it's just putting so much stress on men at the end of the day, because all these men are like, okay, now I have to be...
Because we're superior to you guys, so we can handle it. That's my point.
You can't. They all are literally making less money than I am today. Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm just saying, like, a woman can make just as much money as men.
Sure.
The poor men stressed out. They have to pay for the dates. They have to pay for this. They have to pay for that. Poor men. They don't deserve that. Like,
Okay. She doesn't understand men, right? She thinks I'm looking out for men. These poor little guys. They have to work. They have to pay for the date. They have to, honey, that's not the real task. That's not what's going to stress men out. That's what's stressing you out. It's stressing you out. You're a woman. It's not stressing him out. You know what's stressing him out? Having to deal with you. That's what's stressing him out. Having to deal with you and the way you behave, right? Again, men and women are different. So what stresses us out is not the same, which is why guys who go and do, I remember working in media. I remember being at Fox News, and the guys around me were so much less stressed out than the women. It was wild. The guys were just, they were all working the same, in and out. I mean, it's a stressful life for anyone, but the guys were able to kind of duck and weave in and out of that world without getting so tarnished and so exhausted and without wearing it on their face in the same way. And all the women that I was working with had like autoimmune disease, or like their health was just falling apart, infertility issues. I mean, it was a well of just chaos for them in their bodies. And the guys were just able to handle it better. Right now, why is that? Again, we talk about hormonal cycles. We talk about everything. It just is, right? So if you're not a man and you're competing with a man in a man's world and you're like, well, I'm going to be a man, I'm going to do everything a man can do, you're going to suck at it. And it's going to take a hit on you in a very big, very different way than it would take a hit on a man, because he's more designed for that than you. It's just true. It's just true. And if women sat back and acknowledged that, I think they would be way happier, because they would just say, this is not for me in the same way. I can do it, but I can't do it like that. And I'm not going to. It would be very liberating, actually. Let's resume in D at 5:39.
Well, look, you're missing the point. Look, women can make their money. What I'm saying is that women make money. It's not the same as when a man makes money. When a man makes money, he says, okay, I could take care of a girl and a family. When a woman makes money, what does she say? I'm independent. Ask yourself, independent of whom? Independent of a man. When women make money, they look at it like, I don't need a man anymore. When a man makes money, it's like, okay, now a woman can need me. We are not the same when we make money. This is why nobody gives a about a woman's career or her income, because it doesn't benefit us.
Okay, so that's really interesting, because I also knew a lot of career women in my TV days where the guy's money was the family's money, right? The money that he made went to the family. It went for the kids' schools. And the money that the women made was like their stash. It was like their money to go do their nails, do their hair, like extra stuff if they wanted to like do, oh, I want to buy this like $5,000 jacket at, Nordstrom's or whatever. Like that became, it was like selfish money, right? And that's why he's saying, guys, don't give a lick about your, like what, because what you're bringing to the table ultimately it's going to stay with you. Right. And that I'm not saying every case, but too often, don't you really put in the chat, guys, get in the chat. Have you not seen this too often, that the guy's like money is, it's like his money is our money and my money is my money. Right. So why is he going to give a lick about what you're making, honey? Man alive.
Women are not attracted to feminine men.
I want my man to go to the hairdressers, to go to the nail salon. I want him to wear nice clothes. I want him to get a pedicure. That's...
I can't. She wants her man.
Women don't like feminine men. She's on OnlyFans?
Oh.
Uh-huh.
I'm not doing anything. A whore is a girl who does things with guys. I'm white.
She's on OnlyFans. This comedy.
Hate on me, but actually, at the end of the day, at least I'm making great money.
Okay, hate on me. At the end of the day, at least I'm making great money. Yeah, well, no one's going to care, honey, because you've been on the OF, nasty stuff, and guys aren't going to want you. Okay, so she's saying she wants her guys to go to the nail salon, get a mani-pedi. This is like when Megan Fox, wasn't it Megan Fox who came out? She's like, oh no, I like the guys in dresses and, those, what were those kilts or whatever? Listen, okay, you may be the exception, honey, but women don't. Most women are not going to the club looking to pick up a guy in a dress. I'm just saying. They're not like, oh, look at him in the patent leather heels. Oh, is that like red nail polish? I wore that color last week. It looks so good on you. I'm so turned on. That's just not happening. Can we just acknowledge that most women want masculine men? Okay. In the same breath, can we acknowledge that most men like, feminine women? Okay. So what does that mean? That's when the problem arises. The problem arises when we actually have to say that what it means to be masculine and what it means to be feminine, some people just don't want to hear, right? Women don't want to hear that what it means to be feminine means that you're not doing the boss babe thing, right? That what it means to be feminine is that you're more submissive. God, that's a bad word, I know, to them. That what it means to be feminine is that you're not functioning as the man of the house. Not rocket science. All right, let's go to G.
No guy that has a real reputation and gives a about his name is going to get with a girl that does OnlyFans. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. Notice how you said you can get any guy, but can you keep any guy? That's the point.
Well, I'm young and I'm literally learning life. I can't actually answer that with my own, life experience yet.
All right.
But
let me be blunt about this.
Go ahead.
You're going to have a very difficult time finding a guy that you're actually attracted by,
because I
that's
actually
higher
have a
status, that's going to take you
personality.
seriously, okay?
I have a great personality.
Again,
It's
let me
more.
finish what I'm saying. That's irrelevant. What I'm telling you is your work has disqualified you from a significant amount of men that are attractive, that are handsome, that have options. They're not going to get with a worker, so you're going to have to lower your standards.
I'm not a
More
worker.
average guy. Yes, you are. By being on OnlyFans, you are a worker. By definition, you're a worker.
Okay, so gets heated, right? He's calling her a worker because she's on OnlyFans. That's, you decide. You see what they do. Even if they're not doing the nasty with other people, look what they're doing all naked, half naked, all this stuff. What he's saying, though, is right? You just because you were on it, you kind of boxed yourself in and you boxed yourself out. You box yourself into this little, cubby of now you and the OnlyFans girls. And then you box yourself out of all the nice guys and all the good guys who are going to look at you and say, no freaking way, look what she did. As if they're going to be able to, in 5 years, just say, oh, her spreading her legs for everybody on the internet. That's okay. It's over. It's done. It happened already. It's not happening now. It's okay. It's all good. Like they can unsee it, unfeel it, unlive it. Can't happen.
I just don't understand how you could say that just because I do OF, people might think that, I can't get a man.
You're a worker, which means you're not going to be able to attract and retain a higher status guy because your job is embarrassing to him.
But
Common
I'm not going to
sense.
do it forever.
It doesn't matter. You're cooked.
Guys, I have a whole plan behind it. It's not just
And
OF.
that's
There's more
fine.
to
You can
it.
have your plan.
I can't speak on it.
You-
I've got a lot of going on right now.
You can have your plan, but what
I have
I'm
a whole
telling you
business
is,
plan behind it. It's
let's
not
say
just
you
doing
leave.
it.
Let's say you stop OnlyFans and you get with a guy and he finds out that you did OnlyFans 5
He
years
doesn't
later.
find out. I'll
He's going to
tell
have
him.
serious concerns about taking you seriously.
I will tell him.
Okay, so she says she's got the whole plan. This is what they don't get. They see it as a means to an end. Like, oh, I'm going to do OnlyFans now. I'm going to get all naked and dirty talk and, put 2 cotton balls over here and shake it. I'm going to do it now, but I'm not doing it forever. So it's fine. It's not going to mess me up. If anything, I'm just going to make my money and then it's going to be a stepping stone to my makeup line or some bull crap, right? And he's saying, no, it's done. You can't unsee this stuff. You think any decent guy is going to be like, oh, you did OF? What was the pay? Oh, here's all the videos. Ooh, you were doing that while some guy was doing this to himself at home. Ooh, oh, anyway, I love that lip gloss. Did you create that in your makeup line? I mean, no, you're cooked, right? Which is why I tell women hello, by the time I'm talking to you, if you already have the OF, it's too late. It's too late. Or if you just started and you haven't done any content that you started your OnlyFans, you're like, hi, and that's it. Stop. Done. Get off. The fact that you're even on there, even associated with the name is going to be a problem. Get off.
I just said I would tell him.
No, you said you won't tell him.
But I just said I would tell him.
Oh, now you're saying you would.
We're
Okay.
not fucking. I just said that. I just said I would tell him, and he would be okay with that because he would love me for me, not for anything else I do.
Okay, first she said, let's stop it there. I thought she said she wouldn't tell him. And then she said, oh, I said I would. Maybe we misunderstood. Who knows? The reality is if you tell him, listen, it's done. Oh, he's going to love me for me. You're going to have to find a guy that will be okay with you doing that. Do you know what caliber of man that's going to be? 1 to 10. Say this is 1 and this is 10. Your guy's going to be somewhere down here below the negatives when you go underground. That's the level guy you're going to have to get that's going to be okay with you having done the OF. Just saying. These women are brain dead. Right? Imagine being so stupid that you can't even recognize that doing something as extreme as that is going to bite you in the ass one day. Holy mother. All right. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button if you like what we're doing. And if you want to see more clips like this, also you hit subscribe, you hit like. It helps me to get more guests. It helps me to get some folks are going to be flying in a little while to do in-studio appearances. Oh, yeah. You heard it here. And we're going to be doing that in a different location, but some special guests going to be rolling. You're going to be very excited is all I'm going to say. But you need to hit subscribe and like. We got to get these numbers up even more. You know it. Do you guys all like beef jerky? Okay, it's one of my favorite snacks, but I'm really picky about clean stuff. You know Paul Saladino? Okay, this is his company, Lineage Provisions. It's one of my favorite companies. It's incredible. These are his meat sticks. He doesn't call it jerky because it's air dried, okay? This is the best snack on the planet. I'm sharing it with you because I had to. I was eating it. It was so delicious. I was like, I'm bringing this to the audience. This is 100% grass-fed, grass-finished beef, regenerative farms. There are no curing agents. It's air dried. There are no preservatives. There are no seed oils. There are no chemicals. None of that. Just delicious beef. This is the perfect snack. I take it on an airplane if I have to go. I don't like to fly usually, but if I have to go, we drove to Florida from Texas, and we had bags of this in the car. My husband loves it as a snack post-gym. It's 64 plus grams of protein. It's the most delicious thing. I want you to order some. I got you a discount. Jedediah 10 is the code for 10% off site-wide at lineageprovisions.com. You can go to the site and get anything you want. You can get these. You can get anything, but I would start with these. Also, in addition to grass-fed beef, it has heart and it has liver in here. So if you're one of those people that likes the idea of organ meat, but doesn't love the taste of organ meat, which is me, you can't taste them in here. It's like getting all of the nutritional value of organs without the nasty taste. I'm telling you, they have done something amazing here. No curing agents, nothing. 10% off, Jedediah 10. Link in the description. Go do it. And I want to hear in the comments, did you like them? I love them. I honestly freaking love them. All right. Number 2, did you see the Charlize Theron? You know her? Her face looks a little weird now is all I'm going to say. But she was on Call Her Daddy. Call Her Daddy is like nasty, right? A lot of nasty stuff going on there. And it was called I Don't Need a Man. There was one, the clip that got a lot of attention was her talking about that she had a one-night stand with like a young guy, right? And that got a lot of attention. But I didn't really think that was too spicy, really, because she says she only had 3 one-night stands in her life. She goes, and for a Hollywood celebrity, frankly, that's a low number. We can talk about that a little bit too. But the one that really got me, the one that really, really stuck me was her talking about why she chose to be a single mom. Let's play it.
I want to just look at them and just be like, do you know how great it is to live exactly how I want to live, to experience motherhood exactly how I wanted to experience it? And I know the next thing they say is like, well, that's not fair on your kids. Can I tell you something? That will be their story to tell. I can't tell you. I can only tell you that this is the best way that I know how to be a mother to them. And maybe they'll grow up and tell their story, and I will respect that. I just know that this was the only way that I knew I could do it. And my God, do I love every single day of it. I love that I don't have to share them with somebody. I love that I don't have to run every thing by a guy. I love that I don't have to, well, oh my God, co-parent. I love that I don't have to do any of that stuff. And my children, we joke. Listen, I think you can tell, this is how I raise my kids.
Yeah.
Right? We don't hide this shit. They're like, oh my God, Mom, I can't go to Sarah's house because her father. And I was like, oh my God, aren't you guys so happy we don't have to deal with that? And like, oh my God, Mom.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, so that's amazing. Oh my God. I can't with this Call Her Daddy host. Holy. That's amazing. It's amazing that you're a grown ass woman and you're selfish and you decided that it will be your kid's problem ultimately to have to deal with the fact that you decided you don't want them to have a dad and you want to do this alone. We know statistically that children that are raised in homes where there is mom and dad do the best. That is ideal. What about a lesbian couple, Jet? I'm not saying that it can't work. I'm not saying, meaning that I'm not saying that, every kid that comes out of a situation like that is a mess. And I'm not saying every kid that comes out of a standard mom and dad home does amazing. But if we are going to make a generalization, and we must, because that's how life works, statistically, children who live in homes, who are raised in homes with mom and dad do the best. The best. Obviously not if there's an abusive parent. I mean, don't be ridiculous. Don't twist it. You know what we're saying. So the idea that you would rob your children of that just because you want to be selfish, right? She's got a boatload of money, Charlize. Hollywood star, by the way. I don't know what's going on with her face, but let's just say things have changed in a weird way. She's got a boatload of cash. So she made a decision. No, I don't want to have to co-parent. She even uses that word with disdain. I don't want to have to check with a guy. I don't want to have to do any of that. And it'll be my kids' story to tell if they have a problem with it. Oh, great. So they'll incur all of the damage of not having a dad in the home. And then they'll get to go on a podcast one day and complain about it when all that how freaking selfish can you be as a mom? Honestly. Ooh, disgusting to listen to someone talk like this. It's one thing if you get married and something happens, someone passes away and you have no choice but to raise your kids in that way. And you know it's not ideal, but you do the best you can. That's not this. That's not saying I chose it because I don't want to have to deal with a guy. Too bad. My kids will tell their story one day. She's gross. Gross. She also did a clip, which I didn't run here, where she talked about how she had a one-night stand with a 26-year-old, right? The reason I didn't run it is I'm like, who cares, right? If no one gets hurt, I don't give a lick, frankly, what you're doing, right? If you're 80 and you're sleeping with a 22-year-old, as long as they're legal, right? I don't care what you're doing. I don't care who you just. But what was interesting is that she got glorified for saying that. They were like, yeah, you go, girl, 26-year-old, woot, woot. They were all doing that. But if a guy says, oh, I like, if a 50-year-old man, she's 50. If a 50-year-old man said, oh, I just had one night stand with a 26-year-old, everyone would be like, you're a groomer. You're disgusting. Can't you meet a woman your own age? You're a pervert. How degrading. You only care about young women. You misogynist, right? So Charlize Theron can do it, but any random guy says he just prefers younger women and he gets berated, abused, right? The double standard is so freaking funny on that one too. All right. Now, you remember the chopped man epidemic? Oh, man alive. Well, there's been an update from someone who I thought it was worthy to bring up, who has the nerve, man alive, to be talking about chopped men.
I'm in the war on the side of the chop man epidemic girl. She's right. Y'all are ugly, you don't put effort into your appearances, you don't have hobbies, and you expect women to want you. And you're gonna screenshot pictures of me and her while she's talking in an effort to make her feel ugly, when in reality, you would cry of happiness if me or her or any of the women in her comments section touched you with a 10-foot pole. Why? Because you're a virgin. And let me make one thing clear. I'm not saying this applies to every single person who might disagree that there's a chop man epidemic. All I'm saying is, men didn't used to have to put that much effort into having an actual personality because they had a bank account. And until the 1980s, women couldn't own those. We couldn't even own our own businesses until the 90s. So you have to put more effort into being an actually cool person in order for people to want to spend time with you. Going and calling every woman you see that you don't like ugly isn't doing your track record any favors. Go read a book or something. I don't know, play a game.
Ugh, I can't. First of all, the nerve of her to be talking about chopped men. Oh, honey. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. I love this because she's saying, you guys, all of you guys calling girls ugly. The chopped man video, the original video was about her saying there was a whole bunch of ugly chopped men, nitwit. The whole reason that this thing exists is because the girl was saying all the guys were chopped. It didn't start with guys. You're putting it on guys. How did this become about men talking about chopped women when they didn't start this? The only reason they're saying you're chopped, honey, is because you already called them chopped. And they're like, are you seriously calling me chopped? Really? Do you own a mirror? That's why it's happening, because you already took a dig. She did, the original girl. Holy mother. And then I love it. Guys have to put in more effort. We're making more money now. You have to put in more. So what do they say? What? Okay, you're making more money now. They don't care about that. So what are you bringing to the table that they like in order to get this long list of things you like, honey? Can you imagine being this girl talking about chopped men? Ooh, oof. Wow, talk about no sense of just reality. The nerve. Ooh. Okay, I had to provide that update because I couldn't believe it. When I saw it, I was like, is the camera fuzzy? What? Ooh. And you know what? Here's the thing. I'm not one to talk about appearance, right? If she had done a video about, gold diggers, we'd be talking about that. But she's talking about appearance. She's saying these guys are chopped. They're ugly. You guys are losers. You're ugly. So you're leaving yourself open to criticism then, right? If I call somebody dumb, they got it. Well, then they're free to evaluate whether what I'm saying is dumb. No, you give criticism and you invite criticism. Man alive. Okay. Number 4. Marriage is a bad decision for women, this woman says. Let's play it.
I know the TikTok sheikhs are gonna come for my neck, but I don't really believe in marriage. Not in modern day, at least, because I would say that the majority of the time it doesn't work out. And even when it doesn't end in divorce, it ends in absolutely hating and resenting each other towards the end of life. And the reality is that in most marriages, women get the short end of the stick. Like, women are the ones who have to sacrifice their careers, their health, their well-being to take care of their husband and the children. And in modern days, a lot of women are still working at the same time as doing all of that other stuff that has always been an obligation for women. I'm not like a psychopath, so there's still a part of me that like craves it. Like, I yearn for it, but logically, I just don't really care for it because I don't think that it's gonna benefit me, honestly. I feel like it's actually going to stunt my growth. It's going to stunt my career. It's just going to stunt me in so many ways, and I'm going to grow to hate that person. I didn't have to be in a marriage to have observed that in literally hundreds of marriages of the people around me. There's also a part of me that's just skeptical about the idea of being with one person for the rest of your life. And because so many people go into marriages with such high expectations, like they think it's going to significantly improve their lives, and then they're like quickly humbled within the first few years of marriage. I just feel like that actually sets people up for even more pain and heartbreak, because society and just like our families have raised us to glorify marriage.
Okay, to glorify marriage. We'll start there, lest we all vanish into a deep sleep. Frankly, I mean, why is it so long? These videos. I mean, my God, we get it, honey. Okay. So again, she says, do you notice how she says, there's one part that's really interesting. She says she yearns for these things, meaning marriage and children. She's like, I yearn for them, but I know that if I do it, I'm going to be miserable. I know that it's not good for me, but I yearn for, yeah, that's your biology, right? Her natural instinct is actually to want these things. But instead of actually following that instinct, she swallowed so much garbage that she actually believes, no, my instinct is bad. It's wrong. Let me suppress it and do all of this stuff that I was told was right, because if I do get married, if I do have children, my career is going to be stunted. So it's like but she knows enough to say, I yearn for it, because that little part of her in there that's still alive, right? That's not deadened by all these crap talking points, like wants to be set free, right? So she dangles that, I yearn, but I know it's wrong. Interesting to like kind of express the dilemma of the average modern woman, right? And she says, that women have to work and have to raise the kid. No, they don't have. In most houses, yes, okay. In a lot of houses, guys will say, do you want to work? And if it's affordable to make that choice, it will be offered. Hey, why don't you stay home with the kid? That happens all the time. In some places where it's very expensive to live, that doesn't happen because you need two incomes. It's impossible to survive, right? Now, again, what I would say to those people is get out of the city, get out of where you live, do whatever you need to do to get out. Dad, get two jobs. Like whatever you need to do to prioritize mom being home with kids is going to be priority number one for me, in my world, in what I think is best, in my view of what I think is best for kids. And there's so many different decisions you could make as to where to live and whatnot that you can really do so much in that area. And also the conversation that needs to happen here is the breakdown of community, and where like it used to be grandma and grandpa and aunts and uncles and everyone used to sort of live together and take some of that burden off. Now it's not. And who does that? The state, the daycare, the public school system, which many people know is crap, right? So in some instances, do both parents have to work? Like there's no other way out. There's no other option. Yes. Do I begrudge those people? No, because it can happen. Maybe your family isn't near you. Maybe you don't have extended family. They can't help. Maybe there's illness, or maybe whatever it may be. Maybe you can't pull it together. Dad's already working two jobs and it's still not enough. And you already did move out of the big city, right? And then as Andrew Wilson would say, and I thought he said it best, and I don't want to take his idea, I want to give him credit, make a plan, right? Make a plan to get out, make a plan to do better. When you know better, you can do better, right? But it's not it's this idea of like women have to bear all, as if in every house, regardless of the income, women make the decision oftentimes and say, I want to work. I want my own money. I want to do this. And that's why it creates this push-pull, because you can't be everywhere at once, right? And it creates this, two exhausted people and all that. We talk about that all the time. All right. This one is short, but ooh, nasty. Number 5.
I just called my fiancé to tell him that I pulled over on the side of the road because I have a horrible migraine. And I was like, yeah, I'm super nauseous. I can't see straight. I can't look at the light. The walls are closing in. And do you know what this man has the audacity to ask me? He says, well, did you drink any water today? Well, did you drink any water today?
Okay. So let me just say, any woman who will berate their boyfriend, their husband in a public video, get rid of her. Listen, I know you're engaged, whoever this idiot is, right, who's engaged to her. You should call her and say, honey, you know what? I'm done. The fact that you did that, the fact that you released that video, are you kidding me? First of all, what was he supposed to say, honey? What would have suited your fancy? You got a migraine, you're pulled over to the side. It can't be that he thought, well, maybe she's dehydrated. Did you have some water today? What is so bad? He didn't say, oh, go screw yourself. Oh, call somebody else. He said, did you have water today? Oh, my God, honey, the criminality of it all. The criminality of it all. And this is what I'm saying, unbelievable, the standards. He's got to read your mind. Right? This guy's got to read your mind. And it's not enough for him to say, did you drink water? Hey, is everything? No, it's got to be exactly what you wanted him to say. Exactly that moment. Or you're going to make a video and shame him? And I'm thinking to myself, imagine his friends seeing that, his family seeing that she made that. I mean, what kind of nasty. The mom should call her son and be like, listen, I was holding it in for a while now, but you got to cut this one loose. Honestly, really. All right. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Do it, show some love, helps us grow, and we're growing. Oh, yeah, we're growing. Okay, the last one, very important. Do women want dominant men? Do they? Watch a confession. 6.
A lot of women that would not be okay with the man opening up the door, they would take a personal offense to that. And that was always really surprising to me. Why are you...
Why?
They thought that it was the man kind of saying she's incapable of, instead of looking at it like he is being polite. And in those little moments and those gestures, it's showing safety. It's providing, right? Providing is a lot more than just a paycheck. And then they would start dating more of these effeminate men and then kind of circle back and realize they actually liked the more dominant behavior, the behavior of a man kind of leading. So they say men have a relationship to death and women have a relationship to life, which goes back to showing up. What's that scary noise downstairs? Or there's even if oh my God, there's a spider in the corner.
Okay. So just the admission, right, that women want, first of all, they want real men. They want men who act like men. They don't, if there's a spider in my house and I'm like, Jeremy, and he comes over and he's like, I can't, that would not go well. Luckily, my husband's like, what? It's just a spider. It could be this big, right? In fact, in Texas, you have beetles that are I cannot describe this big. And I'll go outside, and he's always, honey, is it a beetle? Is it a beetle? It comes out and he's just sort of swats it away, doesn't give a lick, right? There's a spider web in the garage and I'm like, and he's like, oh, it's good. Spiders eat other bugs. And I'm like, Jerry, you can't leave it there, Let's just say everyone's in their traditional role in my house. But women want a guy. Well, you don't want a carbon copy of you in the house, screaming about bugs or, panicking because the toilet got clogged or whatever. You want a good compliment to yourself. And yes, women did beat a lot of that gentlemanly stuff out of men, right? We talked about that. We have a viral clip on the channel now saying that women killed chivalry because they did. And guys were all like, yes, this is what happened to me. I was that guy and I got this for it all the time. This, and I stopped, right? The stuff doesn't go viral. Stuff that goes viral does that because either it's super ostentatious or because there's truth in it, right? And people out there said, shit, that's my life, right? So this is an important admission because she's saying, yeah, we want masculine guys. And by virtue of that, also understand, if she wants a compliment to her, he wants a compliment to him, meaning he doesn't want another carbon copy of a man in the house, right? That's why he wants a feminine woman. And isn't it just so interesting if the women were feminine and the men were masculine and everyone was just in their energy that they're supposed to be in? I wonder how many problems would just drift away, right? Look at us saving the world one day at a time now. We can't save the world with a podcast. Don't let somebody tell you they're saving the world with their podcast, right? Can change some minds, can change some hearts. Just not that powerful, if you know what I mean. Jed, you're wrong. All right. Did you hit subscribe? Did you hit like? Did you have fun? I did. Going to be back here soon. See you soon. Don't forget, order your beef sticks. Oh my God, they're so delicious. You're going to get on an airplane with those beef sticks and you're going to be like, I got a message, Jed. This shit is dope. Okay. Talk to you soon. See you soon. Bye.